Daily Pink Slip.
From crazy Batman robots to ultra-rare prototypes, we're counting down the 10 rarest and most valuable comic action figures in the world. Number 10, the Mego 8-inch Spiderman. If you want to buy something on this list, this is probably the only one you might consider purchasing. Released in 1974 by Mego, this Spider-Man action figure, complete with real cloth costume, will fetch about $30 loose. It's not that bad. However, in the original box, it can go for up to $170. Of course, if you're buying one on eBay, just make sure that you're looking closely at all the photos provided, or you might be unpleasantly surprised. Also, there was a cool spider car for Spidey to ride around in. Initially, Mego rejected this idea, but in 1976 they did release it, and it ended up selling pretty well.
Welcome to 1975, Austin Powers and Forza.
Number 9, the 2012 Toy Fair Iron Man and Captain America Lego minifigures. I know what you're thinking, how the hell could Lego minifigs be worth a bunch of money? Well, these two Marvel heroes were actually prototypes based on the current comic book configurations rather than the finalized movie costumes. Probably the coolest thing is that Iron Man, instead of having the helmet printed directly onto the head, has an actual functioning helmet that you can open and close. Pretty neat. If these two figures come with the original Toy Fair pass and bag, they can fetch up to $1,500. Number 8, Vlix action figure. In 1985, a cartoon was released called Star Wars Droids, which was a spin-off that followed the adventures of C-3PO and R2-D2. Kenner immediately got to work on an action figure line to accompany the cartoon, but the show was cancelled after its initial 13-episode run. The molds for a character named Vlix were made, but the figure itself was never produced by Kenner. A Brazilian company named Glasslight got a hold of these molds and produced a very limited quantity of the Vlix action figure. Loose, one of these fat ugly blue guys, can fetch up to $4,000. And quick question, do you guys like collecting anything cool and valuable? Let us know in the comments section. Number 7, Nomura Batman Robot. Released in 1966 exclusively in Japan, this Batman robot was based on the Adam West live-action TV show. The body is made out of tin, while the head being made out of vinyl. The 11-inch figure is finished with a real cloth cape. Add a few D-cell batteries, and the head glows while Batman walks forward. Although these tend to be front-heavy and often tip over. They tried to alleviate this issue by installing the feet backwards for extra stability, but it didn't really work. Whoops. So yeah, if you end up finding one of these in mint condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine to the tune of $5,000.
My name isn't Adam Wee. Or is it?
Number 6, X-Men Sentinel Maquette. If you're familiar with X-Men, then you should already know about the Sentinels, one of their most threatening villains. Released by Sideshow Collectibles, this display figure measures a skyscraping 32 inches tall. It was part of a limited edition run of only 750 pieces, and it originally sold for $900. The amount of detail is astounding. You can swap out heads to portray different facial expressions, plus there are various lights throughout the Sentinel. If you want one, be prepared to pwn up some mega dough. One of these bad boys can go for more than $5,000. Number 5, Kenner Jawa. Yep, another Star Wars figure. This Jawa was released as one of the 12 original figures in 1978. It originally came with a vinyl cape, but Kenner thought that due to the small size of the figure, customers might feel like they were cheated. So they added a premium cloth cape, just like the ones on Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. You can probably guess where this is going. Yep, that original vinyl cape Jawa is ultra rare and valuable. For one mint on the card, expect to pay up to $18,000 for one. Due to the rarity and value, there are people that are actually putting fake vinyl capes on Jawas and trying to pass them off as legitimate rarities. These con artists deserve to be tarred and feathered immediately. Number 4, Urban Material Chogokin Statue. This 24-inch figure was spotted at Comic-Con in 2009 and also at the Tamashii Nations convention that same year. This robot is from the Mazinger Z manga and is made from carbon fiber, graphite, and titanium. There are only 2 in existence, and if you want one, well, you might have to hold out on buying that car. It's gonna cost you $20,000. Though keep in mind this was a special luxury item that wasn't meant to be mass-produced. Oh, and just an aside, the Mazinger Z anime was the first to sport a female robot that shoots them out as explosive missiles. Number 3, Kenner rocket-firing Boba Fett. You didn't think we were done with Star Wars, did you? In 1979, Kenner offered an exclusive mail-in figure. That's right, you couldn't get this sucker in stores, so right away you know it's gonna be rare. But the first versions of Boba Fett featured a spring-loading mechanism that could fire the rocket on top of his jetpack. At the same time, there were multiple incidences where kids were being injured by projectile-firing toys, so Kenner quickly recalled the item and replaced it with a static, non-firing rocket. One of the original Boba Fett figures is worth 5 to 10 grand, but a prototype sold on eBay for $22,000. This is often considered the holy grail of all action figures. But wait, we're still not done with the list. Number 2, Kenner Darth Vader with double telescoping lightsaber. Last Star Wars figure, I promise. This one is another one of the original Star Wars figure lineup, and it's Darth Vader. A few of the early figures, including Vader, had a double telescoping lightsaber. One section would extend out, and then a smaller section would extend out from that. It was meant to mimic how a lightsaber activates in the movies. After the first run, Kenner decided that the double telescoping mechanism was too flimsy, and they moved on to a single telescoping version that was more durable. Loose, an authentic Vader sells for thousands, but if you have an original one on the card, then you're looking at big bucks. In 2013, a carded example sold for $30,000.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Number 1, Prototype G.I. Joe. As I'm sure you know, G.I. Joe had a hell of a run since being introduced in 1964, and for sanity's sake, let's pretend the modern G.I. Joe movies never existed. Don Levine was tasked with hand-sculpting the prototype that would go on to become the first G.I. Joe action figure. Standing 11.5 inches tall, this legendary figure really does bear a striking resemblance to Sean Connery, so maybe that's who he uses as a model, who knows. But this prototype sold for, wait for it, $200,000 at auction in 2003. This makes this one-of-a-kind American hero the most valuable action figure in the world. And who knows how much it's worth today considering there's only one of them out there. Hey guys, thanks for watching. We're always working on new videos, so hit that subscribe button and you won't miss a single one. And remember, if you watched this video at work and you still have a job, then you just dodged the Daily Pink Slip.